What is a woman? A woman can be a wife, girlfriend, or lover. Typically, a female person who is associated with a particular place, activity, or occupation, like being paid to clean someone's house and carry out general domestic duties. Speaking on behalf of occupations, the wage gap is an important controversial topic that is commonly discussed among men and women. Equal pay is a family issue. According to the White House, women make nearly half of the U.S. labor force and are a growing number of breadwinners in their families. When women are not being paid fairly, not only do they suffer, but so do their families. For example, medical field job opportunities. There are a high need of registered nurses. This is a job that both men and women are both doing the same duties while taking care of patients, but men are still being paid more than women. Based on the chart shown above, you can see comparison between males and females and their annual salary. Even though salaries have been adjusted, there is still a significant difference between the pay gap. The Equal Pay Act of 1963 states that both men and women are required to be given equal pay for equal work while working in the same workplace. As women, we need to be aware and know of our rights and what sources are available to us. This is important information that needs to be known and educated on. Many types of discrimination can affect equal pay, such as age, race, color, religion, sex, disability, and etc. According to the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, sex discrimination involves treating someone unfavorably because of that person's sex. The law forbids discrimination when it comes to any aspect of employment, including hiring, firing, pay, job assignments, promotions, and etc. It is very unlawful to harass a person because of that person's sex or identity. Race. Discrimination involves treating someone unfavorably because he or she is a certain race or because of personal characteristics associated with race. Harassments can include racial slurs, offensive derogatory remarks, or racially offensive symbols. An important employment policy or practice that applies to everyone, regardless of race or color. For example, employment policy that applies to all workers without regard to race may still be unlawful if it is non-job related and has negative impact on the employment of African Americans. Religion involves treating a person unfavorable because of his or her religious beliefs. Religious discrimination can also involve treating someone differently because that person is married to an individual of a particular religion, and unless it would be an undue hardship on the employee's operation of its business, an employer must reasonably accommodate an employer's religious beliefs or practices. Age discrimination involves treating someone less favorably because of his or her age. According to the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, the Age Discrimination Employment Act only forbids age discrimination against people who are age 40 or older. It does not protect workers under the age 40, although some states do have laws that protect younger workers from discrimination. A person can show that he or she has a disability in one of three ways. Number 1, a person may be disabled if he or she has physical or mental condition that sustainably limits a major life activity such as walking, talking, seeing, hearing, or learning. Number 2, a person may be disabled if he or she has a history of a disability such as cancer. Number 3, a person may be disabled if he is believed to have a physical or mental impairment that is not transitionary, lasting or expected to last 6 months or less, and minor, even does not have such an impairment. Disability discrimination occurs when an employee or other entity covered by the Americans with Disabilities. The Rehabilitation Act treats a qualified individual with a disability who is an employee or applicant unfavorably because she has a disability, or he. Disability discrimination can also occur when an employee is treated favorably because he or she has a history of a disability or physical or mental impairment. According to dictionary.com, the definition of the gaslighting is an unofficial, acknowledged, barrier to advancement in a profession, especially affecting women and members of minorities. The glass ceiling is a metaphor that has often been used to describe invisible barriers through which women can see elite positions but cannot reach them. This prevents women from obtaining and securing the most powerful, highest grossing jobs in the workforce. The concept of the glass ceiling was originally introduced outside of print media at the National Press Club in July 1979. This concept affects the gender pay gap and the differences between male and female earnings. According to OECD, in 2008, they found that the median earnings of female full-time workers were 17% lower than the earnings of their male counterparts. As of April 2016, the wage gap in the U.S. was 79 cents for every dollar paid to men, amounting to an annual gender wage gap of $10,762. Over time, the Equal Pay Act of 1963 made it illegal to pay men and women working in the same place different salaries for the same work. The Lilly Ledbetter Fair Act of 2009 makes it easier for women to make a claim. Women used to only have 180 days to file a claim. Now each paycheck is a new discriminatory act. Last but not least, Paycheck Fairness Act. This act fell sixfold short of being passed because people thought that there was already laws passed that made it illegal to discriminate based on gender. This graph shows an overview of gender gap between men and women based on hourly earnings. Women in 2014 median average earnings is $2.21 less than the men's 2014 median earnings. I believe that we have been struggling with equal pay and the gender pay gap for many years. Although there are laws that have been passed to try to fix this problem, I still think that it is an ongoing issue. This ongoing issue will continue to be a problem until people actually understand and realize what women are facing. During the process of that, I believe that there will be more struggles, arguments, and unlawful acts, but I believe as a woman, we deserve equal pay as men, even if we have the same occupation, education, responsibilities and duties, and etc. I think this is unfair to discriminate women just because of their gender. It's not like we choose to be a female. Like Emma Watson says, it is time that we all see gender as a spectrum instead of two sets of opposing ideals.
By the time the average woman reaches 60 years old, she will have made $450,000 less than a man in the same exact position. Hell, I'm not even surprised by it. At my first job, I learned that my less qualified male coworker was making almost twice as much as me.